Professor David Blanchflower argued that the struggle the British government is facing during the Brexit negotiations will put the UK off of leaving the European Union altogether. The Dartmouth College professor suggested that the reality of Brexit and its effects on daily lives will ultimately push British voters to rethink their support for leave. He said, "There is obviously a reality that there are diehards, but I think there are a lot of people in the UK who cast a protest vote saying, I'm not happy about how things are going, but I don't think this is actually going to happen." Bloomberg YouTuber Brexit News, David Blanchflower said, Brexiteers had changed their mind and could still stop Brexit. Yes, there is a strong group who wants Brexit. But I think there is a reality check, and it was a pretty narrow win by a couple of points like it was in the US. Professor Blanchflower added that polls showed people had evolved, now backing the Remain side and calling for a second Brexit referendum. Talking to Bloomberg, he continued, the evidence in the data is that once you say to people, well, actually if you have it, the living standards are going to be impacted, you're going to be worse off. People's views have evolved. I'm just looking at the latest polls. They have been pretty close for a long time, but in the latest data, the majority of the people say they would vote to remain. A lot of people are looking for a second referendum. The fat lady hasn't left the hotel yet. David Blanchflower, a lot of people are looking for a second referendum, so it ain't over until it's over. The fat lady hasn't left the hotel yet. But despite Professor Blanchflower's claims, a new survey published earlier this week revealed that support for a Brexit rerun was at 35%, with 4 in 10 people who had voted Remain now backing Brexit. An exclusive Comrays survey for the Daily Express showed 68% of Britons think that those who voted against quitting the EU should respect the majority for leave. Britons are now overwhelmingly optimistic about the country's prospects for taking back control of domestic policy making after the country quitting the EU, the Comrays survey said. A majority of voters, 57%, thought the country would be able to make its own laws, while 52% thought defences would remain strong, and 50% believed there would be more control over borders.